Harry's wife. Different names on birth certificate. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and I'm just making myself comfortable as I, there we are, sit in my authenticity. As apparently all of us should do these days, I'd like to ask you, valuable viewers, are you sitting in your authenticity? Or perhaps you're sitting in a mess of your own design. If so, maybe it's time for some adult diapers. But leaving aside matters of incontinence, let's move on to some verbal incontinence, courtesy of that palace of journalistic supremacy, also known as NetflixJunkie.com. Now, ordinarily, it is she that goes by the nickname Shredded Arse that furnishes us with some Sussex propaganda. But it appears that she's gone to sit in some inauthenticity elsewhere and has handed over the hot seat to somebody called Sakshi Jane. For she writes in the headline, "Why Prince Harry and Harry's wife have different names on Archie and Lilibet's birth certificates. Is this some fresh skullduggery? Is there something coming fast from Treachery Central that we need to know about?" Of course, there are many individuals who do not believe that the children exist and can point to evidence in support of those observations. There are others that believe the children do exist but were born of a surrogate, and that's why Harry's wife never goes into the details about the pregnancy and birth, because she did not birth the children. Leaving aside whatever you may believe, they purportedly have 2 children, and therefore 2 birth certificates. So what does NetflixJunkie.com have to tell us about this? Might we learn something new? And also, what might it tell us vis-a-vis Harry's wife's narcissism? Let me hand you over to Sakshi Jane's writing. Following their royal wedding on May the 19th, 2018, at St. George's Castle in Windsor Castle, I think you mean St. George's Chapel, but not to worry, there's nothing like getting a mistake in the first sentence of what you've written, Prince Harry and Harry's wife became parents for the first time on May the 6th, 2019. There'll be some that will dispute that, claiming that Harry's wife has had at least one child elsewhere beforehand. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was born at the Portland Hospital, and he is 5th in line to the succession of the throne. Again, I don't think that's actually accurate. I think his father is 5th in line, isn't he? Anyway, again, nothing like 2 inaccuracies in your first paragraph. On Archie's birth certificate, Prince Harry has his full name written. His Royal Highness Henry Charles Albert David Duke of Sussex, open brackets, simp and purveyor of the pink pancakes, close brackets. Meanwhile, Harry's wife goes by Harry's wife, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, in the same document. However, it might surprise you that both Prince Harry and Harry's wife have different names written on their daughter Lilibet's birth certificate. What is the reason behind the different names of the Sussex royals? Unlike Archie, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor was born at the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital in California on the 4th of June, 2022. I think actually she was born last year, but hey, there's nothing like having another inaccuracy in your article. At the time of their daughter's birth, Prince Harry and Harry's wife were not working royals. They had stepped down from their role and relocated to the United States from the United Kingdom. Also, following their exit, the couple were stripped from the titles of His Royal Highness and Her Royal Highness. Thus, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had to use their maiden names in Santa Barbara. The younger prince has the Duke of Sussex, His Royal Highness, written on Lilibet's birth certificate, as it is his legal name. Harry's wife, on the other hand, is addressed as Harry's wife, in the document as mentioned by TMZ. It might surprise you that Harry's wife is not the first name of the Duchess legally. Over the years, she has adapted her middle name rather than adopted, but adapted her middle name, Harry's wife, as her first name. Interestingly, on Archie's birth certificate, Prince Harry and Harry's wife have listed Prince of the United Kingdom and princess of the United Kingdom as their professions. As an aside, that's quite hilarious. For Harry, in fairness, that could be listed as a profession because that's what he has been since birth. But furthermore, with Harry's wife declaring herself a princess, not only is that inaccurate, the fact is that's her profession. Well, it's not. Actress is her profession, surely. But of course, we all know that the grandiosity of the narcissist is such that she's always believed that she has been a princess or destined to be one. She was daddy's little princess, as many girls are when they're in their formative years, but with her, it took on extra resonance. You'll be well aware of the instance of the video footage, which shows her wearing a crown, causing her friends to have to worship her. The early days of the formification of her narcissism, evident there. She has behaved like a princess, strutting around, becoming increasingly arrogant towards her suit cast member when she became involved with old Ginger Bollocks. We have seen the haughty behaviours that she's demonstrated, and the fact that once she joined the royal family, she spoke down to the staff because she believed that now she had a title, that she was bigger and better and more important than those that were around her. She, in her world, has always been a form of princess, and therefore it is entirely accurate, in her world, to describe her profession as princess. Returning to this shitty article, it continues, however, this is not the case with their daughter's documents. And then, do you think it was a good decision for Sussexes to move out of the United Kingdom? Let us know in the comments. And, unsurprisingly, after the recent flurry of excited activity where 2 comments were spotted, it's back to the usual 0 comments. So we have another badly written article, but it's entertaining to highlight that nonetheless as part of trying to support the Sussexes through this kind of propaganda, which is riddled with errors and demonstrates, of course, a very opportune point with regard to the grandiosity of Harry's wife by proclaiming her profession as princess. Inaccurate in description, inaccurate in reality, because she has a profession. Some would say it ought to be substituted with con artist, fraud, grifter, or even narcissist. Naturally, of course, those are not things that she recognises because her narcissism blinds her to her own behaviours. She believes that she's a princess. She believes that she was always destined to be one. She believes that it's something that she's ideally suited to be, and that she is a trailblazing, groundbreaking, pioneering, biracial woman who only ever identified as white so long as it provided an advantage to her, and then the moment she married the pasty-faced Ginger Bollocks, that she decided that she would now be known as black. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.